everyone, welcome to today's video. So I'm going to be talking about my top 5 favorite foundations today for people who have skin like I do, which is combination to oily skin. My skin tends to be a little bit drier in the winter months, and during the spring and summer it is a little more oily. So I just wanted to share with you guys my top 5 favorite foundations for my skin type and kind of break down why I love each of these foundations. So if you guys are looking for a new foundation or you just need some good recommendations or anything like this, hopefully this video can help you out. And don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up if you liked it, and subscribe to my channel if you aren't already. I post new videos every week. So let's go ahead and jump into my 5 favorite foundation video. As I was looking through my collection, it was actually super easy for me to pick out my top 5 favorites because I am so picky when it comes to how foundation wears on my skin and looks on my skin. So with that being said, I'm going to go in order from my least favorite, even though it is still my favorite, to my holy grail. So to start off with, I have the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless Foundation. I use the shade 220, and I've said this so many times, but I absolutely love this foundation and I love the color of this. It is the perfect neutral beige color. I think that's actually what it's called. It's called natural beige, but it is so perfect for people that have more of neutral undertones. This matches my skin tone perfectly. Absolutely love this, but as far as the formula goes, it is a little bit thinner than some of the other foundations I'm going to be talking about, but it gives pretty nice coverage. I would say this is the lightest coverage of the foundations I have over here. It is light to medium for me personally, so I like to wear this when it's going to be really humid out, or if I don't have any major skin concerns like any breakouts or anything. This is definitely what I go to because it just makes my skin look very nice and flawless, but without looking too cakey or anything like that. It definitely looks like a second skin almost. So I absolutely love this, and the best part about this is it's only $6. So I mean, for such a good foundation and it being that cheap, I definitely think it's worth at least trying it out. And if you guys are watching this and you have super dry skin, they do make a dewy one in this as well, which would be so perfect for people with dry skin. Okay, for the next foundation, I have the MAC Matchmaster foundation, and this has been one of my favorites for quite some time. I actually got this because I ran out of foundation one day while we were out of town, and I just went to the MAC counter. I told the girls I want something that's medium to full coverage that will keep my oily skin at bay, and so she recommended this to me and I fell in love with it. I am in the shade 3.0, so these are a little bit different than the normal MAC foundations that's NC30, NW20, all of that. These are 1.0, 2.0, 3.0, so on and so forth. So it's a little bit different, but you can always just get matched by the MAC person that's working there or match it yourself, whatever you want to do. But I really do recommend this if you guys are looking for a medium to full coverage foundation for your combination to oily skin. It's just a very nice formula. It doesn't feel too heavy on the skin. It doesn't look too cakey. Even if you do more than one layer, it won't look too cakey on there. The only thing I have to say is it does have a little bit of a scent. If you guys are familiar with MAC foundations, they kind of all have that chemical scent to it. So that's the only downfall for this one for me, and the fact that it does transfer a little bit. I mean, pretty much any foundation will transfer that I've ever tried, so I do set this one with a translucent powder, and that helps a lot, and that also helps keep the oils from coming through a little bit better as well. But all in all, I think this is a really good foundation. If you guys are willing to splurge a little bit, I definitely think you should try this one out and see how you like it. I have another MAC foundation, which I'm sure most of you guys have heard somebody talk about this here on YouTube, but it's the MAC Studio Fix Fluid Foundation, and I love this foundation so much. I think I tried it out because of Desi Makeup here on YouTube. I noticed she used this in quite a few videos that I watched, so it made me curious as to how it wore on the skin, so I had to pick it up. And I am in the shade NC30. Another thing about MAC foundations that I'm not super crazy about is very hard to find the right shade. I feel like NWs are way too warm and NCs are almost a little too yellow. But this is the closest one I could find to match my skin tone. And when I wear it, I do blend it down on my neck and everything, so my neck and my face match. But I absolutely love the formula of this foundation. It is definitely on the more full coverage side, which is something that I'm always looking for. Even if my skin isn't that bad, like I still just want that very nice airbrushed flawless look to my skin, and this definitely gives it to me, and it just wears so nicely throughout the day. It keeps me matte, blurs any imperfections or anything like that. So if you guys have like redness or acne or anything like this, I think this would be a really, really good option for you. Once again, it does have a little bit of a scent, but I don't notice it after I blend it into my skin. It's only when I'm like applying it, I can kind of smell it, but then it kind of dissipates and it's no issue. I think was around $30, and the one previously, the Matchmaster, was I think like $35, but it did come with the pump, and this one does not. So you kind of have to like pour it out onto your hand or something like that. So you can buy the pump, but it's extra money. So I have just opted to just pour it out and apply it, and it's been perfectly fine. It's lasted a really, really long time. A little bit goes a long way, and this is definitely one of my holy grail foundations for like the higher end and just really everyday use. Absolutely love this. Foundation is seriously my baby. I have gone through like 4 bottles of these already, and it is the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte Foundation, and I cannot say enough good things about this. I've talked about this a lot since I started my channel, and for good reason, because this is probably the most matte foundation I own, have ever tried, or anything like this, and it is just so amazing. It is what I have on today, of course, because I wear this all the time. I'm in the shade 106, and I have done the shade 105, but since I am a little bit more tan right now, that it's like spring and summer, and I've been doing my sunless tanner, I went up a shade to 106, and I am so happy that I did, because it gives me like that nice summery glow, I feel like. As far as the formula goes, this one is a lot thicker than any of the other foundations that I have talked about, but it doesn't sit heavy on the skin. Like once you blend it in, it's just so light feeling, and that's what I love about this foundation, is like it gives such good coverage for a drugstore foundation, but it feels super, super light on the skin. It doesn't like look too cakey or too heavy or anything like that. It does say that it is full coverage and the texture is air light, and I would say they are spot on with that, because it feels like I'm wearing absolutely nothing, which I absolutely love. I think this is around $12 or $13 for this bottle right here, and it does last me a little bit, but this is like my go-to foundation for most days. I use this one the most out of any of these other ones that I have talked about. I have super, super oily skin. If you're gonna take anything out of this video, try this one out. The price point is good, the formula is amazing, the coverage and everything like that. So I really think you can't go wrong with trying this one out. I know they just came out with the Pro Glow, and I'm super excited to try that. I tend to stick more to matte foundations, but on days where I want like more glowy skin, I really want to try that out and see if I like it. So if you guys have tried it out, let me know down in the comments below how you like it. I know it's super popular right now, but as far as the original, the OG Pro Matte, this one gets like 10 billion thumbs ups from me. Drum roll, please. No, I'm just kidding. For my top favorite foundation of all time, it is the Marc Jacobs Remarcable Full Coverage Foundation, and it sucks so much that this is such an expensive foundation, but literally there is nothing else to compare this to. Like, this is heaven in a bottle. I swear to you guys, this is the best foundation of all time. Unfortunately, it is $55, but when I say the most tiny amount goes such a long way, I'm telling you the truth. Like, just the tiniest amount will cover your whole face, and it will just make your face look so flawless. It's like, oh my God, like I didn't know my skin could ever look that good. So I definitely think that this is worth the price tag. It has been so amazing ever since I used it. There for a while, I just kind of like sat back and didn't use it for a couple of weeks just because it's so expensive. I didn't want to use it up, but I'm back on using this a lot. I've been using it for about the past 2 weeks nonstop, but then I started using my L'Oreal one again like today and yesterday. But as far as the formula for this, it's a very, very thin consistency, but it is extremely, extremely full coverage. I mean, this will cover like anything. I have not tried to build this up because it doesn't need it. Like one layer and just one application and it's like, wow, you know, like all your imperfections are blurred, your pores are gone. It's just a flawless foundation, and I just really like the consistency as well because it feels very light on the skin, but yet it gives you that full coverage look, and it just blends out so nicely. Doesn't have any weird smells to it or anything. The only thing I would say is really weird to me, and a lot of people have said this, the reviews I've looked up, is the applicator. There's no like squeezy tube or anything. It's just like this dot applicator that it just comes out on. So I think that was kind of the biggest flaw in this foundation as far as like the design goes. But I mean, it just looks so like high-end and expensive, like this frosted glass, which it should look high-end because this baby was expensive. All right guys, that is it for my top 5 holy grail foundations for combo to oily skin. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and if you guys have any recommendations on foundations have any recommendations on something that I should try out that you absolutely love, leave it down in the comments below, because obviously I'm addicted to makeup and I'm always down to try a new product, a new foundation, anything like that. So yeah, let me know your guys' thoughts on any of these foundations if you have tried them out as well. And thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe if you aren't already, and I hope to see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.